In the pantheon of classic 1970s sitcoms, few characters embody the internal conflicts of a woman navigating newfound independence quite like Anne Romano. Part 2 of this episode script delves deeply into what the narrative aptly frames as nervous bride syndrome, a richly layered exploration of Anne's pre-wedding anxiety and profound self-doubt. This section of the script transforms what could have been mere slapstick comedy about a bride unable to choose a dress into a sensitive, multifaceted character study that resonates with the social realities of the era. Through sharp dialogue, vulnerable monologues, and the supportive, yet sometimes clumsy interventions of her daughters and Schneider, the writers paint a portrait of a 35-year-old divorced mother standing on the precipice of a second marriage, wrestling with questions of self-worth, past scars, and future identity. The sequence opens with Anne immersed in a marathon of dress fittings that has evidently consumed her entire morning. The visual image, even in transcript form, is vivid: Anne cycling through outfits, rejecting them one after another with increasing frustration. When she emerges in a purple dress, and immediately declares, "I hate it, purple is wrong," followed by her poignant admission that she cannot wear white because she has used merchandise. The audience is confronted with the raw emotional underbelly beneath the comedic surface. This self-deprecating humor is not gratuitous but serves as a defense mechanism, a way for Anne to voice the societal judgments she has internalized after her divorce from Ed. In 1970s America, a woman in her mid-30s, who had already been married and raised children, often faced subtle but persistent stigma. The script brilliantly captures this cultural moment, where the feminist movement encouraged women to seek fulfillment beyond traditional roles, yet lingering traditional values still whispered that a remarrying divorcee was somehow damaged goods. Julie and Barbara's responses provide both comic relief and genuine tenderness. Their insistence that their mother is very young for an old person, and Julie's observation that a woman of 35 is nearing the height of her sexuality, represent the fresh, liberated perspective of the younger generation. These lines are delivered with youthful exuberance, reflecting the show's progressive stance on female sexuality and aging. In an era when many television programs still portrayed women primarily through the lens of youth and beauty, One Day at a Time dared to affirm that a 35-year-old mother could be vibrant, desirable, and at the peak of her personal power. The daughters' encouragement is not superficial. It reveals their deep awareness of their mother's sacrifices and their desire to see her happy. Schneider's presence in these scenes adds another dimension of warmth and humor. His anecdote about his own failed marriage, describing how his ex-wife calmly waited until he was carrying bags into the motel room before taking the car keys and leaving, serves as both comic relief and a subtle parallel to Anne's fears. The line about never even breaking the paper ribbon on the honeymoon suite is delivered with Schneider's trademark bravado. Yet it carries an undercurrent of melancholy that humanizes the often over-the-top superintendent. His role as the building's resident philosopher and comic foil allows the script to explore male perspectives on marriage and commitment without undermining Anne's central emotional journey. The contrast between Schneider's larger-than-life persona and Anne's introspective nervousness creates rich comedic tension while deepening the thematic exploration of different approaches to relationships. As Anne continues to spiral, declaring that she knows what a clinker in a used car lot feels like, the script achieves a masterful balance between humor and pathos. This metaphor is particularly effective because it grounds Anne's anxiety in the everyday language of a working mother. She is not a glamorous Hollywood divorcee but a relatable woman who has lived a full life complete with stretch marks, emotional baggage, and the wariness that comes from raising children largely alone. The writers use this moment to comment on the double standards of the time. Men in their 30s and 40s were often seen as distinguished and desirable, while women faced harsher scrutiny regarding their market value in the marriage arena. Anne's self-doubt is thus not portrayed as weakness but as a realistic response to the societal pressures she has internalized. The daughters' attempts to calm their mother reveal the beautiful mother-daughter dynamics that form the emotional core of the series. Barbara and Julie alternate between playful teasing and sincere reassurance. Their observation that their mother has been jumpy as a cat and uncharacteristically panicked about a dress highlights how the upcoming wedding has disrupted the hard-won stability Anne has built. For a woman who had Julie at 18 and spent half her life raising children, the prospect of a new marriage represents both liberation and a frightening return to vulnerability. The script excels here in showing how Anne's anxiety is not merely about the wedding dress or the ceremony but about the larger question of whether she is ready to merge her carefully constructed independent life with another person's. David's arrival, and his gentle insistence that it doesn't matter what you wear because he is marrying what is underneath the clothes, provides a momentary anchor. Yet even this loving reassurance triggers Anne's edginess, leading to her sharp response and immediate apology. This push and pull dynamic beautifully illustrates the complexity of their relationship. David represents stability and a fresh start. But Anne's history of self-reliance makes surrendering control even in small matters like wedding preparations deeply challenging. The script's willingness to show Anne as imperfect, sometimes short-tempered under stress and prone to lashing out before quickly regretting it adds remarkable depth to her character. She is not an idealized feminist heroine but a real woman trying to balance strength with the need for connection. Throughout this extended sequence, the dialogue crackles with the sharp naturalistic wit that defined One Day at a Time. References to rice at American weddings versus potato salad at Chinese ones, the bionic groom and the daughter's playful banter create a lively atmosphere even as heavier themes simmer beneath. The script demonstrates sophisticated comedic timing, allowing laughs to emerge organically from character rather than forced gags. Schneider's offer to arrange a stag party complete with a new film where the couple actually talk before they is classic 1970s sitcom innuendo handled with just enough restraint to remain charming rather than crude. What elevates this section beyond typical sitcom fare is its thoughtful examination of pre-wedding jitters as a manifestation of deeper life transitions. Anne's inability to choose a dress symbolizes her broader uncertainty about stepping into this new chapter. At 35 with two nearly grown daughters, she stands at a crossroads. The move to California, the new job for David, and the blending of families all converge to create overwhelming pressure. The writers use this domestic chaos to explore larger questions. Can a woman who has fought hard for independence fully embrace partnership without losing herself? Is it possible to heal from one marriage while entering another? These themes were revolutionary on network television in the 1970s, when many shows still favored neat resolutions and idealized family structures. The emotional authenticity of Anne's portrayal is further enhanced by the reactions of those around her. Julie and Barbara's mix of excitement about California and sadness about leaving Schneider reveals the toll that major life changes take on children, even supportive ones. Schneider's own wistful comments about making new friends and possibly heading west himself add layers of poignancy to the apartment's usual chaos. Everyone in this ensemble is facing transition, and the script masterfully interweaves their individual anxieties into a cohesive narrative tapestry. As the dress-fitting sequence reaches its peak, Anne's vulnerability reaches its height. Her rapid shifts from self-criticism to defensive assertions that she is excited about the marriage reveal the turbulent emotions beneath her capable exterior. The script refuses to resolve this tension quickly, allowing the audience to sit with Anne's discomfort. This patience with emotional complexity is one of the hallmarks of One Day at a Time and what distinguished it from lighter contemporaries. By focusing so intently on Anne's pre-wedding anxiety, the episode honors the courage required for a single mother to open her heart again after disappointment. In its handling of nervous bride syndrome, this portion of the script achieves something remarkable. It transforms potentially cliched wedding jitters into a profound meditation on identity resilience and the fear of repeating past mistakes. Anne Romano emerges not as a comedic stereotype but as a fully realized woman whose struggles mirror those of countless viewers in 1970s America. The warmth, humor, and emotional honesty on display here remind us why this series remains a landmark in television history, offering both laughter and genuine insight into the human condition. The careful crafting of these scenes with their seamless blend of broad comedy and intimate character revelation showcases the exceptional writing that defined the show's golden years. Every awkward pause, every self-deprecating remark, and every supportive word from her daughters contributes to a rich emotional landscape that feels lived in and authentic. Through Anne's pre-wedding anxiety and self-doubt, the episode speaks to universal truths about love, change, and the terrifying yet exhilarating prospect of beginning again.